Hi, so this is where I live, in the 10th arrondissement, right near the Hôpital Saint-Louis and the Canal Saint-Martin, which has become very, very popular over the last 5-10 years. I live in the apartment right here. It's an old atelier, which means it's an old workshop. It used to extend all the way to the street, and then it was divided into 2 units. Come on in, I'll show you around. This is the main room where we spent most of our time and have maximized for seating area with 2 couches, 2 large armchairs, a couple of stools facing the open kitchen, and the dining room table. The kitchen is what the French would call a cuisine américaine for reasons unknown to me. It is open, facing the kitchen, has an island, and all modern conveniences. Off the kitchen is the first bedroom, which is the biggest one. It is facing the courtyard and gets a lot of light. We are not very into interior design, so it is pretty lightly furnished, but very functional. The hallway in the apartment is actually a very fun feature. It has very high ceilings, 4 meters, probably about 10 feet, and the previous owners had it painted in a very graphic design, which someone clearly labored over, and it gives a pretty cool effect. To the left of the hallway is the bathroom, which has a toilet, sink, and then a wet room, which has a very, very big bathtub, and a shower and a drain. So that's pretty fun for my daughter, who can splash as much as she wants. Speaking of my daughter, this is her room, which I am unable to show you in its entirety because it is a holy mess. However, it has a very fun mural. So this part of the 10th arrondissement is known as Canal Saint-Martin. We're just down the block, and we are equidistant between the canal and the Parc Bout de Chaumont. And originally, when I was looking for a place to buy, I wanted to stay around the park. I used to live up at Jourdain, and I couldn't find anything that was big enough. And I had in my mind that I wanted to find something that was typically Parisian, with moldings and fireplaces and parquet floors. And then we found this, which is completely different. It's ground floor, which on principle I was against. And it's in very, very industrial feel. It was originally an old workshop that was transformed into an apartment by the previous owners. And it's on a little sort of what we would call a place. In French, I'm trying to think of what the English word would be. I guess an intersection where there's a couple of pretty lively cafes. And so the immediate neighborhood is fun and interesting. When I saw this property come on the market, it was not at all what I was looking for, but the price seemed unbeatable. It is 85 square meters, and the price was $735. So it's less than $10,000 per square meter for an apartment that had been recently renovated. And I thought there must be a catch, but about an hour later, I noticed that the link to the property on the website had been deactivated. It said that this apartment is no longer available, and I thought, how is it possible that this apartment is on the market for only 1 hour? So I called the agent, and he said that he had to mark it as unavailable because he had been flooded with phone calls. At which point I decided to put in an offer at asking price, and then to visit it and see if I wanted to maintain my offer. And when I did visit it a couple days later, I maintained my offer. I am 100% confident that in the year that I've owned it, it has gained at least 100,000 euros. In other words, I've made capital gains of 100,000 euros at least, because this neighborhood has been very much on the rise. The 10th, the 11th, the 19th, the 20th. The northeastern quadrant of Paris is sort of used to be the affordable area, and that is quickly becoming no longer the case. So I was lucky to jump on it when I did, even though it wasn't what I was looking for. It was so pretty and yeah, just very well done, well laid out, and it had exactly what I needed. 3 bedrooms, a huge living room, and an open kitchen. So the hunt itself, for me, I'm used to doing it on behalf of clients. For me, it was the same. It was, a lot of footwork, a lot of research, a lot of frustration, a lot of seeing the pictures online and thinking that this is the one, and then you get there and it's not at all. So a lot of frustration, disappointment, and time, a lot of time and energy. So that is part of my job now, is to do all of that for my clients. And because I've been doing it so long, I can do it faster and more efficient. I can weed out pretty quickly the bad ones from the good ones. So that's a big time saver. But I understand as a property owner now that it's not just a matter of square meters and price per square meter. It's about how you feel when you walk in. It's something that you can't quantify. It's something that you can't necessarily put your finger on, but when you walk in, you know it. It's not the same as buying a home is not the same as buying an investment like a studio, where it just has to be in a certain area and has to have a certain return on investment. Those are much more easier choices to make. When you're buying something where you're really going to spend time in, it's a much more serious process. And so having done it myself, that's brought me a lot more insight into the process. I know that it's not, for my clients, it's not just about making an investment. It's about having a place that they feel good in and that they like to walk into and that they're comfortable in and that they enjoy.